player, because I would win it all, obviously.
Yes, certainly right. So looks like the banning phase has completed here as the picking phase has begun. So we say we take a look at some of the bans, Breaky.
Yes, I think that is a good idea. So let's go ahead and see what we're dealing with when it comes to the bans here. We are looking at Silhouette, Nymphora, Tempest, Wretched Hag, Parasite, Moraxis, Tundra, and Pebble. So definitely one standing out being that Nymphora ban, and even more reason perhaps the very first ban by, actually of the game, I guess, but by TTE Sports over there. So right off the bat.
That was really the part that jumped out at me. You know, at first thought it's like, okay, you know, trying to avoid those really deadly combos, your Nymphora Pebbles, your Nymphora Armadon, and there's a couple of other ones that can be pretty scary as well. But seeing him first banned, that makes me wonder a little bit, is this some of that TTE Sports knowledge coming out? You know, do they know that ORGE eSports is going to try to do something crafty with Nymphora?
Yeah. Or it could just simply be a case, you know what, we don't want to deal with Nymphora.
Or we just don't like Nymphora.
She can be in that classify of, you know, just a very annoying hero to play against because that ultimate of hers, she'll just come out of nowhere with her teammate. Obviously Pebbles we see a lot of, but, you know, even so many other heroes. So maybe one or the other, but you could be very right, though. You know, ORGE Sports, maybe there is some history lately of them playing a very strong Nymphora. So going to go ahead and just ban it off the bat. But some picks happening here. The first pick actually was Ophelia over there from TTE Sports, and then they followed that up with Electrician and Glacia. So TTE Sports able to get Ophelia with their first pick. That's good news for them over there. So
yes, you know, a strong Ophelia can always be scary. One of those heroes that, if left unchecked, can just do so much in every stage of the game. So not surprised at all to see Ophelia picked up, especially given that some of these other junglers are banned, in particular that Parasite.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Parasite, of course, a very, very powerful hero against a hero like Ophelia, because that infests, so you do not want to have to deal with that. Look at our pretty faces right there. Okay, there. I think you're going up the standings. So again, as you can see, that is up to date though. As we said, you know, Black Fate up there at 2-0. Then you got the 1-1 teams, including this ORGE Esports team, and then of course MUFC rounding it out at 0-2. Now TTE Sports, this is their first game of the tournament, so to reiterate that, they'll play every other team once though, as it works out for all the teams. So fair is fair, of course. But another hero that, of course, it can be powerful against an Ophelia is a Glacius. But yeah. As you see.
And also Cthulhuphon. You know, the Hook'em works the same way as the Parasite Leech would as far as getting rid of those minions. So that's certainly another potential counter as you see the crowd anxiously awaiting this game to get started. Of course, you guys can always go to DreamHawn.com for the schedule as well as constant updates about how your favorite teams are doing.
Yeah, we may be a little bit behind on the schedule, of course. Again, that happens. But
the tentative schedule.
Yeah, exactly. What match is coming up next? At least that you can tell. But great, with the statistics, you know, with the schedule, with the up-to-date information on what to expect here. So, yeah, we're definitely giving it our all, you can say, when it comes to coverage here at DreamHawn. So hopefully you're enjoying it so far and will be throughout the two-day event, at least for the tournament. Because, again, it's not just over when this tournament is over, by the way. There's something else. We'll talk about that later on, though. We're in this match, so let's focus on this. We got the final two picks coming up here for TTE Sports. And there you go. So Flux picked up with Forsaken Archer now. Now, this is interesting because, again, talking to their players last night, Leon Black was making a point that they've actually been playing with Flux a little bit lately as best crowd ever indeed. Really keep it up there, guys. But they've been playing a Suicide Lane Flux lately, by my nuts, and it's been working out very well. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Flux is he one of the heroes that you considered as kind of a breakout hero for this event? Because he wasn't on my list.
You know what? Maybe.
Maybe?
It's true. Obviously, this is the second match in a row that we've seen him. Of course, Fnatic using him last game in their loss, but I think he's just such a niche hero, really. It just so happened, you know, Fnatic, they have run it before, and because of the lineup that they have, it's a case of he fits so well with the synergy that we got going, obviously, Engineer especially. In this game, again, this is kind of a new thing, though. Seeing him picked up for a Suicide Lane purpose, and maybe to be even played a little bit different focus-minded, you know, not picking up just because he has an ultimate and it synergizes so well, which, don't get me wrong, it'll still be very useful for this team, but maybe that's not the ultimate reason that they're picking it up, but you can say that. Dark Lady, though, final pick for ORGE Esports, so.
Yeah, that is definitely an interesting pick here. Just looking at the ORGE Esports roster, I'm a little bit curious about how they're going to lane this. Of course, with Cthulhuphon, one of those heroes that can technically jungle, though, I wouldn't totally consider him a hardcore jungler. I think it's more common we see him in lane. So they certainly have some options here. I would imagine Bubbles will be solo, which leaves us with...
We could see a tri-lane, honestly.
Yeah, that's sort of where I'm going to, because we just don't have enough ranged heroes to break it out. we'll see. It should be interesting if they do tri-lane with Dark Lady.
Well,
as always, could be powerful.
Obviously, they did run a tri-lane in the first game, too, against Black Fade. It was that Moraxis tri-lane that we were commenting on. So
that's true.
Maybe ORGE eSports is a team that loves to run the tri-lane, trying to bring that back almost themselves. So I think, I'm trying to sit here, contemplating what other choices do they have.
Yeah,
I really don't see it. I mean, of course, if they have a Luna and Cthulhu font, which you think could work out, then you have Magnus and Dark Lady, and I don't think you want to be doing that. Or, of course, you even got Bubbles. And no, that's just stupid. So
Bubbles, Dark Lady.
Probably going to be a tri-lane here from our ORGE eSports Malaysia team. And sure enough, maybe we got it wrong, though, with who's going to be a part of the tri-lane. Maybe it's going to be Cthulhu font tri-lane. Or maybe Cthulhu font's just going to run. I don't know. What are they doing here?
And this really goes back to those points that we've continually reiterated about these Southeast Asian teams, as well as the CIS team. We just don't know that much about them. They have a distinctly different play style, and every game we've seen so far, I think that's shined a little bit. So, like you said, I'm very curious, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Cthulhu Font possibly just start out in the jungle and then play that kind of roaming style. We'll see what he does with that first skill point, yet to level anything up.
Yeah, this is going to be something here from ORGE eSports. So, again, right off the bat, this laning phase. Very unique strategy, and I do wonder if TTE Sports is in a case of, we expect them to run a tri-lane. As I mentioned, a Flux Suicide Lane. What's that? You found something.
Magnus has a hatchet.
All right, so yeah, it is going to be a farming Magnus up here. So that pretty much answers that. It's going to be a roaming Cthulhu, or jungle even, I guess, who also has a hatchet for that matter, so yeah.
That's, wow. I'm still a little bit surprised, but
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, me neither. I was not ready for that one. But so a solo Dark Lady in mid, he's going to be going toe-to-toe against Electrician. Now, Electrician's one of these heroes that's pretty widely regarded as one of the best heroes for a 1v1 solo situation. So that could be a little bit rough for Dark Lady, though, of course, pending how much that Cthulhu font actually roams.
We are going to see, though, Flux playing in that Suicide Lane himself, of course, up against that Magnus Luna. But, yeah, not going to be the easiest of times for him. But I really am intrigued to see what this is all about, because they've been saying they've been running this, and it's worked out for them. So what is this Flux Suicide Lane all about? Now, going the 2 Crushing Claws off the bat, he already has over 700 life here to start this game. And that's obviously the highest in the game, and quite a bit of life. So
just look how much damage he did to a Luna with just a little bit of harass. You mentioned how mana effective that Magnetic Surge is for harassing and last hitting, and perhaps that's part of the reason why he's so good in the Suicide Lane. Similar to sort of Dark Lady using that Tainted Soul? Taint Soul. In this mid lane, that does give her a little bit of an upper hand. A similar situation, very low mana, but still very effective for getting those last hits.
So we do have a vote to pause here. What would a match here at DreamHack be without another vote to pause? So. On that note, though, again, we keep kind of bringing it up, but to be fair, they are constantly switching in and out of computers, getting ready for the next match. There's 2 matches happening at a time, obviously, 20 computers total for all the players, but you got to switch in, you got to hook your stuff out, your keyboard, your mouse, whatever.
No, and you're definitely right. I mean, we heard that from Insania. So. He mentioned that that game that they won fairly convincingly, they were still trying to get all their keybinds set up, get all those things that you're used to at your home computer that you really take for granted until you don't have them.
We do see Flux again, though, pressuring a Luna. Luna, though, standing her ground, did have Magnus incoming, but Flux is not going to stay around long enough for anything to happen to that. But Flux, again, my nuts definitely showing that he is not afraid of this top 2-man lane here, which definitely has a lot of deadly potential with it. So, in fact, he's going to go in, pull Magnus in, and then scare him off even. So, yeah, love the aggressive play that is coming out from our Flux player right there. In the meantime, in the middle lane, you got that Dark Lady versus Electrician matchup. And so far, obviously very early on in the game, only at that 2-minute mark, but Dark Lady 5-2 against the 6-5 Electrician. So back and forth going on there. And you do see her, as you mentioned, using that Taint Soul constantly to get some last hits on those creeps. So. Yeah,
and that point came about because we saw a Dark Lady kind of going up against a tri-lane however long ago in some match, and we were like, oh, this is going to be terrible, but she can farm with Taint Soul. That's really impressive. So, seeing her in the solo role against Electrician, right now we see Electrician slightly ahead, but he's going to be able to hold his own, so Dark Lady will at least be able to get some moderate farm throughout this game. Again, in the top lane, though, the action continues. We see Magnus going to engage onto Flux here. Cthulhu Font with a double damage rune going to be roaming up here, and I think Flux is going to be in big trouble. He may be able to buy a port. He's going to go ahead and use his potion, but bump right into that Cthulhu Font with the double damage. The potion gets knocked off. There's the trample, the lava surge, and down he goes. Bobo going to be the one to Oh,
No,
oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that was actually a bottom lane.
Whoa.
The Bobo got the Bloodlust kill for TTE. That confused me at first, too.
Whoa.
But no, the TTE Sports actually got the Bloodlust kill right before that kill happened. So great kill, but still better by TTE Sports right there, as obviously Forsaken Archer and Glacius able to take out the still level 1 Bubbles. So.
Yeah, no, very well done. Yeah, that was very confusing. I was like, wait a second. Bobo wasn't up there. So, yeah, you're exactly right. Of course, Glacius, picking up that Bloodlust, going to give him an extra boost of gold, but Slicks already bordering 400 GPM on this Forsaken Archer, picking up that early kill and getting pretty much free farm down here. As you mentioned, Bubbles still level 1, really can't do much to shut down this Forsaken Archer. Yeah,
you know, level 4, I mean, Slicks, yeah. This is a hero that Slicks loves to play. We've seen it so many times.
Oh, yeah.
Played for him and his team. And he just always does so well with it. So obviously with this lane setup, it's something you would expect. Meanwhile, back to the top lane, Flux once again, a lot of pressure. The last auto attack going to come through, and Wang Wing right there on Magnus actually going to get last hit for the kill. So that ends up being a 2-for-1 hero kill lead now in favor of ORGE eSports. So that Flux, that suicide lane's Flux, obviously it's not necessarily even 2 versus 1. It's really a 3 versus 1 with Cthulhu Font coming over twice. That's, you know, you got to wonder though, if I guess it makes sense, you know, really not many other options for Cthulhu Font, at least early on in this game, but they're focusing a lot on that Flux up there. Maybe they know something, so.
Maybe they know something. Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. And as you mentioned, where else can Cthulhu Font go right now? I guess he could move down to this Legion jungle and try and jungle aggressively against Ophelia, which might not be a bad way to go as this game continues. Again, using that Hookem to deny those big creeps just from those creep camps could really slow down Ophelia. And that might be a good option just to try and defend this bottom lane. I mean, this tower is going to fall very quickly here as Ophelia comes in with a Minotaur. And Bubbles is just completely pushed back. Absolutely nothing he can do here.
Well, yeah, I mean, he needs help, and so we'll see if they look to defend this as a team. But if it's not going to be any ports, then this will be a free tower kill for our Forsaken Archer. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Dark Lane, a little bit of pressure, going to be fine, though. But there goes the tower kill, and with Talaba actually on that Ophelia getting credit for the kill. So ORGE eSports, like, you know what? We're not going to stop that. You got those skeletal minions, got the Ophelia minions. Go ahead and have the damn tower. Are they taking big advantage of this, though? I mean, you got Dark Lady again. She's taking heavy harassment here from Electrician. In the top lane, it's just a free-farming Magnus. So I don't know if this is necessarily the smartest decision here from ORGE eSports. Once again, look at this secondary tower. We're only 5 minutes into this game, and they're very likely going to kill the secondary tower as well. There is some pressure in the middle lane in the meantime as Dark Lady and Electrician once again going at it, but we're seconds away from this. Cthulhu Font's here. There goes the invulnerability. Any port's going to happen. It doesn't look like it. Oh, there goes one actually a little bit late, though. And Ophelia setting up that kill. She really wants it. Oh, no, she's going to get it right there. Just a little bit too early now. Glacius will fall, and so will Ophelia. I still think it's worth it, though. Forsaken Archer, though. I don't know what you're doing, buddy. Select, you might want to get back right there. Yeah, she looks like she's going to be fine in the end, but, well, she may turn this around, actually. Oh, wow. Cthulhu Font goes down. Bubbles going to shelter him away. What am I saying, Slicks? I'll never question you again.
Do not underestimate the power of Slicks on Forsaken Archer break, you CPK. Yeah. You're just talking about how good he is with this hero, and that's exactly what we would expect. So seeing that kill, a 2-for-1 exchange, and then, of course, getting that second-tier tower way in favor of TTE Sports. They already 3.5K gold ahead in this match, only 6 minutes in. And as always, taking out those Tier 2 towers early on, limiting those access points. No longer can they port to defend anything in this bottom lane or anywhere in the near vicinity, except the Tier 2 in the mid. But does hinder that mobility for the Hellborn side.
Yeah, that's huge for TTE Sports. I mean, as early on as they did it as well. One tower is, you know, still pretty damn early, but to get the 2, it's just ridiculous for them. We do see a freeze on a Dark Lady. No initiation, though, going to happen after that, as they got a port to be baited, however, from Bubbles. So really, you know, not too bad of a freeze there coming out from Glacius. And again, you look back at Bubbles, is really struggling in this game here for our Hellborn team. It's just not looking too good. He's still level 4. He's going to go back to the bottom lane. Hope to pick up some farm down there, but Forsaken Archer is still there. And if he gets caught by this Forsaken Archer by himself, that could be deadly for him. So we'll still need to be careful. But that's huge for ORGE eSports, the fact that he's getting really nothing. And again, though, this Magnus, you know, how much of an impact is he really going to have? We see this, you know, from time to time.
Right.
Is he going to get that portal key quick enough, and is it really going to matter for ORGE eSports? That's the big storyline here now.
Yeah, that really is a question that is probably on the back of ORGE eSports' minds as well. Seeing Magnus with the hatchet is always interesting. Sometimes it works really well. Other times it doesn't. We see here he's got about 1,600 gold in the bank, still on red boots. It looks like he might even just rush the portal key. I mean, he hasn't finished the power supply, and he's banked all this gold, and just now hitting level 6. So he may opt to finish those steam boots before he picks up that portal key. But we'll see. Actually, he's going to go to the side shop and get a homecoming stone. So he had the opportunity to finish the boots if he's so pleased, but not going to do it. Should be interesting to see if he truly does rush Portal Key. That could be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I was trying to think about that when you brought that up, and I don't know if this is a game where rushing a Portal Key is necessarily the most beneficial for a hero like Magnus. And obviously a big advantage of that is not only will it set up your ultimates very nicely in those team fights with the eruption, but it also makes him a very aggressive and a very effective ganker at that. Do they have a team, though, built around being very aggressive ganks? I guess you say, with the Bubbles and the Luna and Cthulhu, it actually isn't too bad, but Bubbles is struggling. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know if maybe you might be better off, investing into finishing your boots, going for something like that power supply as you're suggesting, rather than just straight for that Portal Key, because I really just don't feel like almost that that's going to have the biggest impact for his team. But we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, at the middle lane, Electrician going in, will get trampled away though. In comes Magnus down on the Minotaur minion, and in comes Cthulhu Fawn with the Obliterate activated. Magnus falling quickly though on top of Electrician, and Electrician will get the kill right there, and he wants more blood. However, Leon Black in a lot of trouble himself, and there's a turnaround kill from XXF coming out. In the meantime, however, you saw the Flux Ultimate pulling him back in, and there was a kill onto Bubble. So back down here, Crippling Folly going to be canceled actually, and Dark Lady will be fine as a result, but we could be seeing a tower kill here now as a result of that fight ending the way it did. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, Leon Black right there, talking about manning up. He dove that tower from the get-go and really never backed off. The tower, I think, actually is what got the last hit to finish him off. So he was kind of going balls to the wall there, maybe too much so, getting a little bit too cocky, thinking he could finish off that Cthulhu Font. But as you said, the tower just now falling. Of course, with Talova there on that Ophelia, going to be the one to pick up that last hit. So that's puts him in a pretty good position as well. Ophelia sitting around 350 GPM, Forsaken Archer now up to 460.
4 out of the 5 heroes on our Legion side lead in gold per minute over anyone on the Hellborn team right now. For only being 9.5 minutes, obviously a lot of that does have to do with those 3 tower kills to nothing, but that's all to TTE Sports credit. I mean, they're the ones that have been taking advantage of that. And Orange, they haven't necessarily been responding the greatest. So that's, again, just to their benefit and speaks for itself. So really, Orange is kind of getting trapped in this spot now of, they did have actually a pretty aggressive team around the more I thought about it, but with Bubbles' lack of farm, with Magnus now being delayed yet again with that Portal Key because of that fight right there, this Dark Lid is going to actually really would already, but maybe even now a bigger and much more important role than they really need her to play in this game. They really need her to just get maximum farm potential and really start to take off, or else this could get out of hand quickly in TTE Sports' favor on the other hand, as we see another tower kill happening.
I think you could argue that it is starting to get out of hand at this point, with all 3 of the Tier 1 towers down and a Tier 2 tower at 10 minutes. That's ridiculous. And you look at this Legion roster, and it's not even a super aggressive pushing lane. I mean, sure, they have Ophelia, but this isn't an all-in pushing team by any means. So seeing all those towers down is just, that's money in the bank.
Forsaken Archer, Ophelia, obviously a lot of minions. It's just some solid push power, but you're definitely, it's not like a Balfagor or Polywog Keeper of the Force.
It's not an all-in pushing team is the key.
Yeah, and the fact that we already have those 4 tower kills again at the 10-minute mark, it's pretty absurd. So I think you're right. Obviously not to take anything away from ORGE Esports, and the last thing we want is just quick games here, but it is taken off to a point where if they don't really get something controlled soon, I mean, getting that Portal Key on Magnus, they will have that eruption and pretty good placement, and that will be very useful against this Legion team, for them. But is that going to be the game breaker? Is that going to be the right now Orange is back in this, and here we go. Here comes that comeback. So again, really, it's just they kind of have to hope that Dark Lady is able to get her farm up and even much better than it already is at 300 GPM. Not too bad, but you compare that to the Legion team, she's definitely behind quite a bit. The question is, though, will TTE Sports allow that to happen?
Right. And, one of the problems with the roster that ORGE Esports is running right now is if you have a hard carry like Dark Lady, generally you want to set it up so that you can allow her to free farm and then still handle a 4v5 situation. We see some engagement here, though. Aluna actually going to get taken out as Leon Black opens with the grip, and level 5 Aluna is going to drop like butter to a warm knife as we see our Legion side head back to friendly territory. But generally you want to have a team that can either put some pressure on or set up some ganks or be aggressive so that your carry can farm while the rest of your opponents are distracted, trying to defend off the push or what have you. And it seems like the Hellborn side just doesn't quite have that. The 4 of them, especially at this point now that they're so far behind, just can't do that. So pretty quickly here, they're going to need Dark Lady for these fights, and that's where things start to get a little bit scary.
Yeah, you're definitely right there. I mean, the Sustainer just finished on Dark Lady, so again, she is going in that right direction. And, towards that Rune Cleaver, which I would expect and kind of honestly hope for. But yeah, can they find that? She will. You're right. She will need to be involved in the team fights for them to be successful. And you know, again, will TTE Sports for one allow that, and two,
right?
You know, 'cause you know that they're going to keep this pressure on. I mean, there's no reason not to with the lead that they have. So it's going to happen. I mean, that will be decision time for Dark Lady and for this ORGE Esports team on how they handle that situation. Now, Portal Key just finished right there, but look at this. You see. This is also another problem with rushing a Portal Key on a hero like Magnus. You see him pick up 2 talismans, or Marco Novices, excuse me, so not even the talismans, but because he's so low mana pool, when you got the Portal Key, the Lava Surge, and the Eruption on top of that, I don't even know if that's enough to do the combination with the mana that he had before. So he definitely has enough now, but it'll be all of his mana. So.
390 to do all 3 in tandem. So
I don't think he even had that before.
Yeah,
so.
Lava Surge, Eruption, and Portal Key, 390. So he only has 440 mana, and you're exactly right. That's one of the reasons why, with Pebbles as well, you generally see them pick up Steam Boots first, usually a Power Supply or something with some base stats, and then the Portal Key, because it's just that much more effective.
Yeah, so but he goes that Portal Key first, but again, a couple of the Marco Novices, so making up for maybe that problem there, but no, will this have a huge impact? Oh, they're going to catch Dark Leader right here. The static grab on top of it. The Flux ultimate was already used. Can't she? Charging strikes away. No, she cannot. Didn't even have time to use it, apparently. And Flux right there, being played by My Nuts, gets the kill. So 14 minutes into this game right now. We now already have a 10,000 plus gold lead, 5,400 experience lead here for TTE Sports. With that Dark Lady kill, I mean, they really need something to happen this next couple of minutes, I feel.
Yeah, it's quickly spiraling out of control in favor of TTE Sports, of course. You're exactly right. They need to make something happen. At this point, ORGE Esports is getting to the point that that they need to do something wild, whether it's a risky Kongor, whether it's just an all-5 grouping up and trying to score that perfect eruption. They need to do something. Just doing it straight up, trying to farm Dark Lady, just in a lane in the jungle, I think is too far gone at this point.
Yeah. Well, we do see, again, yet another tower kill coming out. Only 1 outer tower remaining here for our team. We have initiation. They want to clear the button. There goes the piercing arrows on top of the in comes Magnus with that eruption. That's what we're talking about. The Dark Lady ultimate has been used as well, so the Legion team right now is blind for a little bit. It has worn off. Ophelia's picked off, though. Everyone is still alive here. On her elbow, but not for a long way. To see the snipe on a Dark Lady. Down goes, cut through the fall, being played by Mr. Ghost. And it looks like our Legion team has come out victorious in that fight. And again, maybe coming out victorious in this game sooner than later because of what just happened right there. Especially, sure, they got Ophelia killed, but we're going to see yet another tower go down. And that goal lead is just going to be something of, well, it's just too much to come back from. It's just.
Yeah.
The Legion takes down a Hellborn
Exactly.
tower.
You know, again, when you pick up a hard carry like Dark Lady, you need to have other heroes that can afford to be aggressive, that can hold their own in their lanes. If you have a situation like this where Bubbles just gets totally shut down early on, it puts that much more pressure on Dark Lady and makes it that much more difficult. You know, seeing Slicks just take off from the very beginning, he has that Nullstone complete already. Dark Lady sitting only on a sustainer, so that's just sort of shows you the huge difference. I mean, you just take a look at the GBM tab for a second and see, wow, Forsaken Archer doubling that of Dark Lady.
Yeah, that's never good. 570 gold per minute for Slicks, that's just up there. So, speaking of Portal Keys, Flux actually just picking up a Portal Key of his own. So he actually went a couple of fortified bracers first and figures, you know what, now it feels like a right time. So beefy as well as great initiation presence. Now Electrician, speaking of being tanky, 1,400 life on him. He did finish his Helm of the Black Legion recently, and of course that Ring of Sorcery finished prior to that. So all around, just the items keep getting better and better. That Nullstone, I don't know how I feel about that Nullstone pickup, to be honest. I was thinking about that a little bit. I mean, I'm looking at this Hellborn team, really nothing. But again, it's probably a case ultimately of the Hellflower. You know, if they eventually get something like that, and it's just great stats in general too. We do see a jump though here in the middle lane. Flux jumping in on Magnus with that Portal Key, pulls him in away from the Steam out. Now Lava Surge is going to be used very defensively. That Thunder Blast not enough for the kill though. So Magnus will barely survive. But the Legion side right now going to kind of group up a little bit. I don't think they're going to fully push this, but that Portal Key on Flux are already making big plays here. Yeah,
exactly. With a double damage as well. Sort of unfortunately wasn't able to finish off the kill, but you're exactly right. Again, at this point where TTE Sports is so far ahead, but they still can't break into the base too easily. You know, they're going to have a very well-timed attack, whether that's picking off someone in the jungle and making it a 4v5. I don't think that they're strong enough yet that they can just rush into the base. So certainly in their hands to throw at this point. We'll see. I mean, ORGE Esports certainly still has a chance in this game with a Dark Lady. Never count them out. But as we've said a few times, it is getting a little bit more dark on the Hellborn side of the map.
You're right. I mean, that Rune Cleaver is up and coming. And It is a very powerful item on a Dark Blade, not only for farming purposes, but again, it synergizes very well with their charging strikes, and Dark Blade's activated especially, and that can be useful for team fights even, especially if you get them clustered up. So there's that first broadsword, I believe that's the first one. Now, they were attempting to conquer, but they say, screw it, we're going to jump you instead. Flux goes in, but the quick portal Q reactions right there coming out from Wing Wing on Magnus, and he will be fine. So very quick on his part, but back to Ophelia, or back to Conquer, excuse me, they go. Obviously, there is a word of sight in here from ORGE eSports. The question is, will they find that timing to maybe jump? They do see TTE Sports, they got a revelation up here. Look at this tornado as well coming out from the Vulture Lord. Minion, of course, being controlled by Ophelia. And once again, the jump coming into Biflux onto Aluna this time. And Aluna dropping quickly. Will survive for this a little bit longer because of that power supply. And it looks like she will get away. And there goes the kill. But the Flux pulls in on the eruption. It went, oh, he went a little bit before with the lava surge. So no eruption. And that will just absolutely do it. Hat trick coming out right there for Slicks on the Forsaken Archer. What a piercing arrows. Dark Lady will end up falling to here as well. Quad kill for Slicks. I think that just did it.
Second quad kill of the day, Breaky, but you're exactly right. I think that was the icing on the cake. Is there any money for buybacks? Certainly not. The Genocide comes out. I think this mid lane of Rax is doomed, as is ORGE eSports Malaysia in this game.
Man, oh man. I mean, talk about this reaction. Obviously, the Ward of Revelation giving them the vision, enough vision that they needed right there. And that portal key on Flux, definitely very worth the investment.
Yes.
As he used several times there. So just a great catch ultimately by them. That Magnus not getting off the eruption. I don't know if that would have been the fight changer, but that sure would have helped. We do see the kill onto Flux happening right here. But is it going to be enough to start making a little bit of a comeback? Maybe. It doesn't look like it. Bobbles will get caught. He'll eventually fall. And you see Magnus trying to running away. Aluna getting locked down. A couple of auto attacks will do here, and she is going to get out of range though. And we'll be fine once again. Magnus portal key. So the Hellborn team doing everything they can to hold this off. But look at Forsaken Archer just right-clicking everyone. We do have a chase in the meantime down here on the Dark Lady. She's actually in a lot of trouble. She doesn't have charging starts for 2 seconds, and that's not going to be enough mana. Ophelia nukes her down. So she will once again fall. No buybacks were used to all that. That was just because it's so early on. They're resurrecting so quickly, which is going to happen again here, but still, they lose to the Rax now. So,
yeah, 20-minute racks are never a good thing. TTE Sports, man, they are in good shape. We were talking in the pregame having My Nuts on their team. A player that they've only been playing with for a short time, but it feels pretty seamless. I mean, just looking at this team, I don't think that you would guess that they've only been playing with him for about a week.
Yeah, he's definitely had some great initiation for the team, and you can tell the communication is there, no doubt. So,
oh yeah, definitely.
Fitting in very well here, and a big reason, but not the only reason by any means. Obviously, it just really has been a team effort here from TTE Sports, as you would expect. With this team when we always do see them. Now the Blessed Armand for Forsaken Archer, might as well continue casting the game, as I thought it might have been over, but ORGE eSports not a team to concede, and something we did address earlier, but
very admirable.
Indeed, but I did see, I think, a Mighty Blade purchased by Forsaken, and yes, it looks like it is coming. Or no, I saw that wrong. So it's going to be a Geometer's Bane, actually. You go on the Firebrand and then the Pattern, and it's going to have that. So Bubble's going to shelter him away before Flux pulls him back in, though, says, get over here, bitch, Scorpion style. Magnus gets caught. The piercing arrow is going to finish them off, and a champion in the newer Slicks is, as if we didn't know that already. And the push continues once again. Flux portal king in, but here goes the range tracks.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to see Electrician go for that grip onto Cthulhuphon. I think Mr. Ghost may be doomed. Down he goes. Double tap coming out for Slicks, and now on a bloodbath, 10-0-5. That is one hell of a farm. Forsaken Archer now at 6:30 GPM, only 21 minutes in. At this point, I think it's fair to say that there is really not much ORGE eSports can do to turn this one around. Even if they somehow genocided TTE Sports right here after a well dive, I think that would still not be enough.
Yeah, I don't think it would. I mean, it's, again, just a case of when do we just cut our losses. Obviously, disappointed in a loss like this. This will put them at 1 and 2 when it's all said and done. But, it's definitely, oh, there's a great eruption right there. Maybe, never mind. Ophelia comes out. Bubbles like, screw that. What do you want me to do? And Magnus is dead. So, now that was beautiful, but they needed that about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. And again, the point we made in that last match is you have to credit TTE Sports for their positioning. Part of the lack of really prime Magnus ults has come from TTE Sports just not grouping up when they know the Magnus ulti is off cooldown, when they knew he had that portal key. They've been positioning themselves very well, so you have to credit them for really shutting down that Magnus in that way.
Yeah, no, that was beautiful. Again, it's just a case of they really needed that earlier than later. Bubbles will go down. Cthulhuphon dives in, but he dives right into the piercing arrows. going in his face, and I don't think that helps things. And we do have Slicks now 12-0-6. He's going to go for the there's 13 kills. Hey, if this game continues on, we may see an Immortal coming out here from Forsaken Archer as a result of it. So I guess not the worst thing in the world if it is played out. But yeah, he is just massive right now, and they're not stopping him. Darklight is kind of toying with him here, maybe trying to get them to run away. But he will be pulled back in. So may backfire, charging strikes away. There goes Flux up, porting on top. But Darklight is still on the run, so maybe fine in the end, but maybe not actually. She does have charging strikes coming up, so looks like, yeah, she's definitely toying. And there's a Haste Rune. How convenient right there.
Perfect timing for that haste rune. For a moment, I thought that might have been planned, but no word of sight there. So just some lucky RNG here for Dark Lady, though. Dark Lady's going to run right into the team. Magma's going to open up with his stun. They may be able to set up a kill onto Ophelia here. There's the silence from Bubbles, and the power throw going to miss. Ophelia may actually survive this Forsaken Archer. Going to throw down the volley. A nice trample from Cthulhuphon. Bubbles going to come in, and I think Ophelia may finally fall. Down she goes. Magma's going to throw that stun onto Forsaken Archer. Slick standing his ground at the moment, trying to stutter step his way back to safety. Going to get caught by that trample. Flux is here. Glacier's going to fall. Down he goes. We're going to see Cthulhuphon end up falling, and there it is, the Immortal coming out for TTE Sports Slicks.
Oh, the Immortal. It would have been great if he died right there after, too. But nope, he's not able to go down, as he does stay alive and continues to go now with that Immortal streak. So, again, that was kind of the good thing that we could have gotten out of this. But, yeah, it is just kind of silly at this point. I'm not going to lie to even continue a game like this.
Why would you lie to us, Breaky CPK?
Never do that. But yeah, for ORGE eSports, again, at the same point, it is a lane event. You know, you're trying to just hope for the best. There's so much money on the line. Wow, we see right there, actually, a great catch on the Flux. And actually, Electrician in a little bit of trouble. Nice Magnus line stun. Electrician, Leon Black going to get away. What a piercing arrows from Forsaken Archer. That'll just tear them a new one. We do see Luna go down. Magnus somehow survives, but Dark Lady now is very likely also going to fall, as we see right there. Trample, not in time. Immortal streak will continue, and he will just, he's going crazy. Too bad we don't have anything higher than Immortal.
Yeah, exactly. Another hat trick coming out. And I have to say, Breaky, on this version that I'm using here, I have the Breaky CPK sound pack coming through my headphones. So every time I hear that Immortal, it's a double dose of Breaky CPK.
Yeah.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah, hey, you know, I'll leave that up to you to decide. That would just sound weird if I'm like, yeah, that's you better have that back, right? No,
time and time again.
Man, Slicks is a good player. I probably sound like a fanboy by now, but
well,
I am.
At 700 GPM, it's hard not to sound like a fanboy when casting a game.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Kind of undoubtedly going to be praising this Forsaken Archer play.
Yeah. And you know, the good thing for TTE Sports is obviously, you know, I think it is safe to say, not they're necessarily the biggest challenge in this tournament. ORGE eSports is a great team, and we were kind of wondering what to expect out of them, but you know, you got teams that we know for a fact are going to be good. So clearly, this is definitely a matchup. Perhaps TTE Sports may have wanted early on. You know, this is our first game of the tournament, unlike ORGE is now their third game. But getting them a win early on, getting that momentum, feeling good, getting into everything, you know, as Black Fade talked about, is something that I'm sure will be great here for TTE Sports. So they could definitely use this momentum now going into further matches. For ORGE eSports, on the other hand, you know, it could come to hurt them. You know, they are playing this out a lot longer than you could argue really should be. But hey, maybe, for all I know, we don't actually get to see them, unfortunately. Maybe they're just clapping, having fun, and cheering along with it as if, you know what, we're probably going to lose, but hey, let's go out with some pride here and with some just having fun in the end. It is a game after all.
Well, that is actually a great point to bring up. I mean, this whole thing started based on fun, and I mean, despite a hell of a lot of money on the line, that's pretty much why these guys are here, because, you know, kind of pursuing a job that they absolutely love. So, you know, seeing them want to play it out to the bitter end, you can definitely understand it. So traveling all this way, maximizing their gaming hours, I can certainly understand. Unfortunately, though, for ORGE eSports, it looks like the end may finally be near here. The last T3 tower is down, and it looks like the top lane of Rax is going to fall shortly here. So those super creeps will push in. We do see Wang Wang picking up a kill there on the My Nuts. The glacial downpour here doing a hell of a lot of damage, and looks like that is going to be a genocide. The Immortal continues 21-0-9 now for TTE Sports.
Good thing we're keeping track of kill stats in this tournament.
Exactly.
Slicks is loving that right now. He's like, you know what? Feel free to stay in the game. I'll build up my kill stats. I have 21 kills in one game that only lasted 27 minutes. There we go. It is finally official. GG's come out, and TTE Sports is victorious. They start 1-0 as a result. ORGE eSports Malaysia, unfortunately for them, they will fall to 1 and 2 here. So they're going to let it finish the old-fashioned way, so why the hell not?
Yeah, the creep's going to come in. That poor sacrificial shrine is going to get taken out. So in a couple of minutes here, I believe we will have an interview with one of the TTE Sports players.
Yeah, as we've been doing it, and you can expect that, guys. By the way, with that said, expect a post-game interview after every single match if you haven't been noticing that already. I mean, that's something we are planning to do and hopefully will be doing. So no different for this match. Of course, TTE Sports are representative of them, whether it's with Talbot, Leon Black, Slicks. I don't know. Maybe we should get Slicks with that. I'm curious to see who they bring over here. But 21-0-10. Wow. Well, that was a 27-minute game.
I think we need a Reddit meme for that. Slicks, DreamHaN tracking stats, 21-0-10.
Almost like the Flash thing, Flash for StarCraft. Get one of those memes. They're just like sitting there like. Someone took a screenshot of that.
Boy, so TTE Sports, though, like you said, off to a hell of a start. Not only starting 1-0, but just picking up that momentum, and I think that's really going to be huge for them throughout this event.
Yeah,
so.
that's going to be big, no doubt, for our Australians from down under. I just love seeing it like, it's probably a horrible accent, by the way. I probably butcher that every time, but it's just fun to say it like that.
Yeah.
So, the Australians from down under coming to Sweden.
I've had the privilege of casting with an Australian for quite some time, so I know exactly what you mean. I love those Australian accents. It's so much fun talking to anyone on the TTE Sports roster, and especially their manager, Shinks. A huge shout out to him as well. Absolute great guy, and, helps make TTE Sports the team that they are.
Again, this is a great start for them. Obviously, again, not against their toughest challenge, you can argue, but just getting a win, just in an environment like this, you want to start strong. You almost need to start strong. I mean, it is so difficult. On an offline event, it's one thing, but or an online event, excuse me, it's one thing, but you're in an offline event, online events, again, with the environment, with everything around you, with being around friends, with being with the players so you can see them in person and talk with them, getting that start is just so important because it just gets your momentum up, it gets you, excited for the matches to come as well. So yeah, that's great for them that they're victorious. Orange, they're 1 and 2. Obviously, that's a disappointing start for them. They're not out of it by any means, though. I mean, we're still technically. There's teams that haven't even played yet.
Yeah, we are still in the infancy of this tournament. Yeah. Plenty of action still to come, and it's still yet to be known who's actually going to make it on to the Final Four. We're not at the point yet where we know that one team will definitely make it or one team definitely will not. So. Plenty of great action to come, for sure.
There are a couple teams out there that we haven't seen. Team GA, of course, haven't had the opportunity to cast them just yet. MUFC, seen them play a couple times, but haven't had a chance to cast them just yet. We're definitely going to be covering every single team at least. I think it turned out to work like 3 times for every single team at the very least. So you can expect to see all those teams, and even the BYLC team, which, again, speaking of that, the BYLC tournament is going on right now. It did start with this tournament. And, we may find out in the near future, actually. I was kind of getting some updates on that, but we'll see. But, who's going to be coming out of there to join that 8th spot so that they can start playing later on tonight in the main event. But, I mean, you got Mono eSports. You got Team It's Gosu. You got Fit. You got the new Port team with Lynx Walkhouse picking them up. True. So I haven't, unfortunately, been able to get too many updates on the event itself, how things are going, but I would love to, and I can't wait to see who actually wins that event. So
we've been busy. We've had our own games to cover. So
that's true.
Yeah, but I believe we do have an interview ready down. We're going to kick it down to Diva down on the floor, and from up here, is that Slicks he's got with him? There we go.
God.
So
Thank God he got Slicks.
Yeah, so there we are. So Diva going to be coming at you guys with an interview with Slicks here.
Shortly here, looks like.
Just
still be sitting up
there we go.
Hey, I want to hear Slicks talk to you just as much as
me too, man.
I want to hear what he has to say about that.
I jumped the gun.
21 and 0-10, ridiculous score. Like I said, we're covering the stats here, and that's going to be ridiculous. He's going to be up on top for so long at this tournament now because of that game there. But it looks like they may be getting ready here. So we're going to go ahead and throw it down to our interview once again. Diva, how's Slicks doing?
I think he's doing pretty well. Apologies. All right, my bad. I think he's doing pretty well. How are you doing?
I'm feeling good. Feeling great after that win. Great first match. Plenty more to come.
So it's been a while, since the tournament started, and that was your first match. How did it feel waiting for the other teams to play their games?
It was quite tiring. My whole team's pretty tired at the moment. Still getting used to the jet lag. But it's just great to finally start playing, and can't wait to play all the other games.
Speaking of jet lag, both you and ORGE eSports are coming from the very far east. how do you think this affects your performance against someone like Fnatic or Blackfade, who, you know, this is really their home territory?
Well, I'm actually quite sick at the moment as well, and I'm not feeling too well, but I think it's obviously better for them, I guess, because they're already living here, they're just coming to the event, and for us, yeah,
it's pretty rough, but, you know, 20-some kills in one game, not a bad deal. So tell us about the game. You played Forsaken, and your team kind of had really good control the entire game, and you kind of roll over them pretty well. Did you ever feel like uncomfortable the entire game, or were you pretty confident the entire time?
we were pretty confident the whole game. We were obviously worried a little bit because they had Dark Lady free farming the whole time while we had FA free farming, but we also had more push potential than they did.
Yeah, and I've spoken to Shinx and some of you before the tournament started, and you guys expressed a lot of respect for ORGE eSports, having scrimmed them. Do you think they played to their best, or, you know, did they kind of slack off a little?
Oh, sorry, I didn't quite hear you there.
Do you think they played to their best?
Yeah, they gave it their best shot.
And you guys were just a lot better? All right, fair enough. Well, congratulations on your first win. Hope you guys get many more. I'd love to see you guys succeed. Congratulations on the new sponsor, and good luck on your next game.
Thank you very much.
Let's throw it back to Ziori and Breaky for some more analysis of that game and the next one to come.
So yeah, hearing from Slicks right there, obviously, obviously very confident there with their victory for good reason. You know, the dude just went 21-0-10 again on Forsaken Archer in like 27, 28 minutes.
Yeah, it's always a privilege to hear from Slicks. You know, he's a pretty well-known player from TTE Sports, and we really don't get to see him do interviews too often. He is kind of a quiet guy in general, so it's really cool to hear some of his thoughts in the post game.
Yeah, that was good stuff from Slicks right there. But as he said too, you know, they're just getting started.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, it's just the first game, so but they're looking to keep that momentum up. So we'll see how that goes. A couple of updates I want to make, guys, or announcements even before we take a break here to go into our next match. But first things first, TDM and GA, they're actually playing right now. Remember, as the other match, and I just got some word. It was actually GA had a fairly early lead, and I actually am monitoring the game right now. I have some stats up. It looks like a pretty even game. So Trademark Esports going at it with Team GA. It's about only 21, 22 minutes in so far. So still maybe a long ways to go. But Team GA, again, the team from CIS, the Russians, and absolutely no clue what to expect with them.
I mean, look at their lineup. Chipper, Master of Arms, Monkey King, Glacius, and Valkyrie. Chipper?
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. Just a 5-4
I will say,
Chipper.
I love, he's known as Zulu 4 in game, but Zulich, doing that interview with him was awesome. I mean, the guy he's obviously a big personality. It seems like I just want to hang out with him when I'm not casting now. I mean, the guy's awesome. So
sounds like a cool guy to have a beer with after the tournament's over.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. But he wasn't afraid. He's not afraid of any of these teams, and I love seeing that attitude. And again, and you know, maybe they aren't the best team out there, but he's not going to show that to you. He thinks they are. So
yeah, 20 minutes in, looking at the stats of this game, it either says that TDM is slacking hard, that GA is playing really well, or they're just really evenly matched. Again, GA, one of these teams we just know so little about. I can't wait to see the final results for this match.
Well, the great thing about this too is that we're actually going to be covering Trademark versus Blackfade next. Ooh. So we're going to kind of see. Can you imagine if they come up with a loss here to start and going up against Blackfade?
Wow,
that would be tough for TDM. So. But we're going to kind of see, you know, maybe it is some jitters for them, you know, with the first match we keep talking about. So on that note, though, guys, there's one more announcement I wanted to make. I believe we're actually planning on doing another question for the Dreams Come True thing that we're doing. The word that I'm looking for that we're doing here. Kind of a chance for you guys at home, tuning in at home, to win a trip to DreamHack Summer, or DreamHack Winter, 2012, where, of course, we will be back once again. A full paid expense trip to, you know, be a spectator, see what the players do. For two, yeah, good point. For yourself and a friend. So, again, this is such a great event. And to be able to experience, not just come here for the tournament, but DreamHack as a whole, it really does mean something.
You know, in that announcement video we made for DreamHack, I think Phil said it right. There's nothing else on the planet like DreamHack. If you haven't been here, you need to experience it at least once. So, you're exactly right.
Here you go, guys. As you can see, it's on your screen. You can go to the forums. You can go to the DreamHawn.com. It's on the Facebook. It's on the Twitter. It's all over the place. If you can't find it, Well, you
And-
should probably hook up to the internet or something.
And you have 15 minutes from when this was posted to get your
Good
answer
point.
in. So make sure you post it quick. The timing is critical in this event. So yes.
What hero is best known for rolling the dice? I don't know. This may be an easier one of the 10 questions.
Yes.
I'm going to say that much. No, but this you can consider this a freebie almost. But here's your chance, guys. Again, you need to answer 7 of the 10 total questions correctly to even be eligible for this event. So you got to be tuning in all throughout Honcast stream. And not that that's a bad thing. That's a good thing, frankly, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
So
a prize for watching a tournament. You could argue DreamHack is a prize in and of itself. So
Yeah.
it's a kind of a twofer.